Recording's on. Okay. All right. Welcome to Carefree Imperfect
Momcas.
Episode 2.
2.
Yeah, episode 2. Wow, your dog's giving us a great view. Her dog's in the yard doing a number 2.
So much fun.
Anyway, today we're going to talk about motherhood. Since we're both moms, she's more of a seasoned mom, and I'm a beginner mom.
Yeah.
So, let's start out with let's start with some of your momhood. Like, when did you become a mom?
I was 18. I was 18 when I became a mom. I was in high school when I found out I was pregnant. It was so much fun. I was a senior in high school and found out that I was pregnant probably right before prom. And then it was a little scary because, I mean, I was a teenage mom, you know.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
And I was working at like a grocery store, which was, you know, typical for a senior.
Yeah.
And then I had Trey, my oldest, which will be 18 next October.
Trey's she's got 2 boys. So.
Yes. So that was in 2005. So when I had him right after I turned 18 and everything. And to be honest with you, I was clueless. And thank God for my mother because she saved my life. Like, really.
I bet.
Because she was one that was there when I was freaking out when I couldn't get him to quit. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you have your... It's my dog.
Dogs everywhere.
You know how when you have your kids and they're like all screaming and crying and you just don't know what to do, and being a young mother, you really don't know what to do because you're like...
You're young, they're young, like they're a baby. And
exactly. So I would just be like, here, Mom, please help. And she would help and everything. And I breastfed too. So, I mean...
Yeah, well, that's good.
18 years old and breastfeeding and working at Sonic, that was fun. After I had...
was you working, or was you in school pregnant, or no, you said you graduated?
I found out I was pregnant in January of 2005. Did I say 2003 earlier?
I don't know. But basically your last semester of like senior.
Yeah, because I graduated in 05 and he was born in 05.
Okay.
October.
Okay. So, working, so you didn't go to college or anything after that. You just went straight to work. And
I did. I started working, so Trey was born in October, and I started working at Sonic that following January, and I was still breastfeeding him at that age. So he was November, December, January, 4 months old when I started working.
Well, that's good. So, before we get to your second, how would you say raising the first one was, besides being scared? And because you still lived with your mom and dad.
I did.
Up until when?
I lived with my mom and daddy the whole time until about, I think, Trey was a little over a year old when I moved out, I would say. I bought my own place. I did.
Okay.
I bought my own place.
Well, there you go.
It was a foreclosed house and everything, and it was awesome. It was down the street from Mama, and I bought that. So at that time, I was working 2 jobs, you know, making my own stuff, doing my thing. Because, I mean, his dad was around, but not much help.
Right, yeah.
Which is sad to say, and I don't want that to come off ugly or whatever, but at the same time, I mean, I did it.
Yeah.
I was the one that did it.
Well, there's not many moms or people that can say they did this, and you got your house, you worked, you kept working. So.
And then we moved to Huntington not long after that because we thought that would help make things better and everything, which it didn't. So I moved back, and then that's when I just moved back in with Mom. So, I mean, I was only out of Mom and Dad's house for a few months before me and my husband now got together.
Okay. So, you were how old then? So, you 18 when you had him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you moved out,
I was 19,
19.
going on
Okay.
20.
Okay. So that whole year was like a explosion of emotions.
It was. And honestly, I cried the whole time I was pregnant with him.
Hormones.
I mean, if y'all knew my mom or whatever, she would tell you, like, I cried all the time. Like, it was, I loved being pregnant and everything. I loved the feeling of being pregnant and stuff, but it wasn't just my hormones with the pregnancy. I mean, it did have a lot to do with it or whatever, but the way that I was having to deal and cope with everything that was going on in my life with the relationship I was having was just depressing.
Yeah.
And made me
that much more hormonal, hormonal,
it was,
emotional.
Yeah.
So, can I ask how you told your mama and daddy?
Sure. You really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. I came home one day. So I was at his dad's parents' house, or his dad's mom's house, my son's grandparents is where I was at.
Yeah.
And I went to go take a pregnancy test with, which my ex-sister-in-law was the one that went to the store with me.
Mosquito. Got it.
And we went and got a pregnancy test because, of course, I felt like something was wrong. Not really wrong, but I was like, something's not right. So I went and took a pregnancy test and everything, and I went home not long after that, and I just walked in the door, and my mom was like, "You're pregnant." So my mom told me I was pregnant.
So she, like, knew. Like,
yes.
Had that feeling. That's cool, though.
Yes. It's kind of creepy.
Did you get, like, a lecture after that or anything? Or was it kind of, it's over with, just deal with it?
I mean, I don't think they was, like, super excited about it, but at the same time, I think they was, because, I mean, it was their grandbaby we was fixing to have. But I think that
it's
it
not
was
like
the
you were
situation.
16 or something.
Yes.
You know?
I just think it was the situation and the relationship that I was in.
Yeah. I got you. Well, that's cool. That's a lot different from my end. But you had your second. Let's go to your second.
I was pregnant on all the fun milestones, 18, pregnant.
Yeah.
21, pregnant. So, yeah, me and my husband, Josh, we got married, and about a month later, I found out I was pregnant. I mean, neither one of them was planned.
Yeah.
Trey wasn't planned, JT wasn't planned. But we found out I was pregnant about a month after we got married and everything, and then we had him in January. That pregnancy was a whole lot better. I mean, yes, I was emotional because I'm an emotional type kind of person.
Did you get sick though? Was you sick?
No, neither one.
Lucky.
I didn't get sick at all. It was all right here. All my baby belly.
That and the emotions are everywhere.
Yes, so I mean, I guess if I had to, I've heard all these women that have morning sickness and stuff or whatever, and if I had to choose crying versus being sick, I think I'd take the crying.
Probably, yeah.
I think that sucker bit me.
Probably.
It's okay.
Did my leg. My leg, it's funky.
So, I think we got a viewer.
Hi.
Hello, viewer.
we're live on Twitch, by the way, for anybody listening or watching. But anyway, so your second was a lot different from your first one because you were obviously you just got married and a little bit more prepared. Was it still nerve-wracking or nervous? Is that your dog? There's no peeping Tom.
Was it nerve-wracking, like being pregnant the second time?
Yeah, was it just as nervous or no?
It was pretty great.
And was your baby's natural or no?
Yes, both of them was natural.
Okay.
No epidural.
She's a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Beast. Anybody does that, it's a beast.
I mean, I do have to say, with Trey or whatever, they dope me up with Demerol. Is that what it is?
I don't know what it's called back in the dinosaur days, but
But like, honestly, it's hilarious because I remember when I was in labor with Trey.
Yeah.
Like, I had my mom in there, and then my dad came in there to see me or whatever. So, like, Trey's dad, you know, went out so that dad or people could come in and visit, you know, while we was waiting to have Trey and everything. And I was in labor with him for a long time, it felt like. And my dad asked me a question over here, and he's one of those that's going to be like, you got a contraction coming.
Oh, watching
it's
the
almost
thing.
here.
Yeah.
So, but he asked me a question, and I remember him asking the question. I didn't answer it, but I remember him being over here at the door, and then I answered his question, and he's like, I asked you that like 5 minutes
ago.
I'm like, okay.
I was going through it.
I found it.
So that makes Trey how old now?
He's 17.
17. Okay.
JT's 14.
14. Okay. Wow. So mom of teenagers, boys.
JT was like when I went into labor with JT. Like I was like, Josh, I'm in labor.
It's time to go.
And he's like, oh my God. So we go and we get there. We left the house. We went to pick up my mom, drop off Trey, and then we went to the hospital and everything. We got escorted by the cops, and they escorted us to the end of the county. And there was supposed to be somebody there.
How did you get escorted?
Because we called the dispatch. Oh. We called dispatch and told them, hey, my wife's in labor.
That's cool.
And everything.
That's smart.
And then they caught up with us, and then they got in front of us, and they escorted us all the way through.
That's awesome.
They were supposed to have somebody there at the county line to pick us up and everything, but they didn't, so we just kept rolling on.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, his was pretty quick because I mean, I was just a few minutes apart, so nothing with him. No kind of nothing.
That's nice. Yeah. Well, before we get into like parenting things, I guess I'll do some of my birthing experience here. Yeah. I gotta remember. I feel like it feels like it's been forever, and you were on the nail of like everything on top of it.
I mean, I feel like I may have been on the nails, but if you ask me how long I was in labor with both my kids, I'm gonna say, oh, and that is so sad. I think that's sad.
So I have two. I have Cooper's my son, and Leanne's my daughter. And I'm trying to think how old I was when I had Cooper. So I was in.
How old's Cooper?
He is 6, and I had him. I was pregnant in 16, but I had him in 17. So it's kind of like a mixed year. Obviously, Cooper was not planned, but we'd been married for how many years? We got married in 13. In 2016. We were married long enough, okay? So we knew what we were doing. We wasn't preventing it, we put it that way.
Yeah.
But now I woke up one morning, I think my boobs were hurting. That's what it was. They were sensitive. And, you know, I always had pregnancy tests because, you know, you get them little pregnancy scares. It's like, I'm a little late. So I kept pregnancy tests. Went to the bathroom. It came up positive. I was like, oh my goodness. And dumb me, I didn't think about surprising Jake or anything. I just went to the bedroom, kind of had it behind my back in the bed. Like, it was early in the morning. And Jake's over here like, what? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. He's like, huh, really? So that's how the first one got announced to him. And Cooper, the pregnancy of Cooper was terrible. I was sick.
I hate that.
24/7.
I really hate that for you.
I think it got easier in the second trimester, but the first trimester I just lost weight. So when they said morning sickness, that's a lie. I found out it was a lie. And the little suckers they tell you to get, that's a lie too. But I didn't take any medication because I was scared to take it then. I don't know why. Like, you know, for nausea, so I didn't take any medicine like that. I was trying to think, there was something else I took. Some kind of a vitamin. I think you can take it at night. It's supposed to help. Vitamin C? Or B? The B12?
I don't know. I didn't.
I don't know.
I just took prenatals.
See, another thing, I couldn't take prenatals. I took over-the-counter gummies. I couldn't. They made me sick. And it's like taking a freaking horse peel.
Yeah, it was.
And then
I
if
didn't
you
like
got
the way
sick,
it tasted.
No. And if you got sick and it come right back up, that was terrible. So Cooper was nothing but a sick pregnancy. He sent me to the emergency room several times due to my blood pressure. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I felt like I was literally dying and could not breathe with the pain in like my sternum area, and it's my blood pressure. So he gave me blood pressure issues, preeclampsia, and luckily my water broke at 37 weeks. I woke up one morning and went to go use the potty, and something a little extra come out there, and I was like, I don't think this is normal. But it obviously wasn't like the movies, you know. Yeah. A little disappointed.
It's never like the movies.
I was like, why do movies got to do this? It's like a big balloon that comes out. Maybe that does happen to somebody. I don't know. Somebody needs to let me know. Does that really happen, or has that happened to anybody? But it was like a little twinkle or trickle that would come out, and I told Jake, I was like, I think my water broke. Jake's like, okay, I'll go take a shower. Jake takes a long shower, okay? Probably 30 minutes.
So they're like this going,
with the
so
hot water.
A baby.
Yeah, like I'm kind of clueless, like, you know, because it can happen like that. So we probably didn't leave till 30 minutes later. Packed their stuff. Jake's taking his sweet time. He don't really know either.
Well, sometimes with like the first pregnancies and everything, it does take longer. Yeah. I mean, because Braxton Hicks and stuff, I went to the hospital a couple times with Trey.
Oh, with
and walked around, yes. Yeah. And walked around Walmart and everything to kind of induce my labor.
Yeah. Because they won't take you unless they're like 5 minutes apart, I think. And let's see. So we left, and I think we did eat something on the way. I was trying to think.
It's a good thing because they ain't gonna let you eat once you get there.
I know. But it's probably a good thing I didn't eat much because I kept getting sick anyway because of the pain. When I got there, I wasn't really having no contractions. So that was like, 6:37 in the morning, but my water broke. We got there, and basically I didn't have him until like 9:20 that night. But they had to give me Pitocin to amp everything up, and that hurts even worse when it comes to labor. Like your contractions are way worse with Pitocin. I think that's what it's called. They gave me some drugs. Said it would help with the pain. It did not help with the pain. All it did was make me go to sleep, and then I would wake up in pain, and then I'd go back to sleep, and then I'd puke, and then finally got an epidural. I thought that was never going to happen because every time they were like getting ready, here comes a contraction, and Jake couldn't be in there either.
So you still had to go through all that stuff,
all of it,
even with the type of birth that you had.
Yeah, and they even had to test the water. That took forever to test the fluid. Make sure it was amniotic or make sure my water broke. So I went through the emergency room, got in one of the little small rooms forever to get all that tested, and finally we got labor delivery to a big room. And that's when we started slowly getting Pitocin and all that stuff.
Wow.
And I have to say, I would never want those drugs again because they were worthless. Probably just charged me extra for it.
Probably.
I had problems getting him out. Apparently, they didn't tell me this because obviously you don't want to tell a mom that the umbilical cord is wrapped around their neck. I think it was wrapped around his neck two times, I think. And they had problems getting him out, so they had to vacuum him out. So they did like the plunge, it might have been the plunge, but anyway, they had to do that to get him out and take that off his neck. But he wasn't blue, thank goodness. They were keeping it from getting tight on him. And after that, everything was fine and dandy after birth. I didn't breastfeed. Couldn't tell you why. It just wasn't my thing. So I didn't do none of that. But yeah, that's Cooper's. He was 5 pounds, 12 ounces. He was so tiny.
He was tiny.
Yeah. Born at 37 weeks. But he wasn't considered like premature, so we were able to go in like 3 days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Trey had a big head, so.
Poor baby.
Bless his heart, he's still got a big head.
But he's a big boy though. Like
he is a big boy.
He's tall.
Leanne
is a COVID baby. Yep. She's gonna probably get talked about her whole life because she's born during COVID.
Maybe not.
So she was planned. I had 2 miscarriages before her. One was like a chemical pregnancy, and the other one was a miscarriage. And then I got pregnant a few months after, in 2019, with her, and had her in 2020. She didn't send me to the doctor. Her pregnancy was really good. Besides, she made me sicker than Cooper. So I definitely lost weight with her. And I didn't get high blood pressure with her or nothing like that. But I was more fit. I didn't believe in fitness before Cooper. I was like, no.
To know you now, I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah, Chelsea, I would. We'll have to have a whole conversation about that.
Yeah,
that's for another episode. But your dog.
He's like, I
Stop
really
letting me
want
up
to come
here.
up there and join y'all.
But no, Leanne was really good. Except she was a breech baby, so she had C-section. So I went from vaginal to C-section, and I actually had my tubes tied and burned all at the same time. So no more babies. So Leanne is 3 and Cooper is 6 now. But yeah, that's kind of a quick rundown of the birth vlog.
I didn't even know you had a miscarriage.
Mhm.
I did too.
Yeah.
Before JT though.
Oh,
Like
okay.
It was right before me and Josh got together.
Oh, okay. Yep, I had 2 of them. One I actually went to. I went to the emergency room by myself because I mean, like, I was fine with it, you know. Because, you know, God's got a plan for everything. That was what was going through my head.
He does. That's why I was just like, it's
for
okay.
everything. Timing would have been
If it was meant
better.
to be, it would have been.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, you know, I was meant to have a girl, and maybe it was a boy. I don't know. You know, it was just meant to be that way. So I went to the hospital, and they saw, like, I guess they call it sac or whatever. That's all they saw. So I don't know. And that one's smooth. I didn't have to have like a D&C or nothing like that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I was told those hurt.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't have no idea on those either.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to be like 9 or 10 weeks. I was supposed to be, but it wasn't nothing like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It is.
Well, that's a rundown of that.
Yes, so that's our birthing experience.
Yeah, our birthing experience. So wild.
TMI, right?
I know I wrote something down to ask you. My little cheat sheet here. Do you remind yourself of your parents since your kids are teenagers, like raising them wise, or no? Or catch yourself and like, I'm doing something my mom would do.
Yeah, all the time.
Me too. Things like when I was a kid or younger before I had kids, I was like, I would never do that. You're doing it.
Mm-hmm. You do. I mean, I guess it's just because, like, we sat there and we watched our parents raise us, you know, and get down.
Her dog was like, I want this.
Anyways. But, like, you sit there and you watch your parents and stuff, and sometimes you'll sit there and go, I'm not going to act like them. I'm not going to whoop my kids. I'm not going to get on to them like you get on to me.
Yeah, I want to be the cool mom.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a cool mom, and then I also feel like I'm not.
Yeah.
But I do, like, when I'm getting on to them or whatever, I'm like, yep, this is exactly what I told my parents I was not going to do.
Mm-hmm. What our parents got on to us about. I definitely see that in certain things, like my kids doing something, and I'm like, golly, my mama said that.
Yep.
That's weird.
I feel like sometimes too, like when I say things or whatever, I look like my mom. Like I know that I look like my mom,
You do look like your mom.
but like I can see her face when she was like getting on to us or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that's what I look like when I'm getting onto mine. But I really don't have to get onto mine as much. Usually, like right now, it's just their mouth. Like when they was little, it was don't get in that, or slow down, or you're gonna get hurt, and you know, just trying to guide them which way to go.
Yeah.
Kind of. And now I'm just like, y'all gonna be talking like that? Stop at your mouth.
So I know when your kids were my kids' age, it was kind of a different era. like a lot better going out and doing things. But did you like go out and to other kids' parties? Like, was that
Like to birthday parties and stuff
Yeah.
like that? We went to birthday
Sure.
parties. Like, it was just like Family's birthday
adult
parties.
gatherings, like with other kids and stuff?
Mhm.
Or going by yourself with the kids to go to, like, do stuff?
Most of the stuff that we did with the kids and everything was with family and everything. So, like, because most of our friends and stuff, they didn't have kids that was our age.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not our age, but like our kids' ages. Because honestly, the people and our friends that are our age now, they're just now having kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly.
See that, yeah.
So, I mean, it's... Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I started when I was 18 years old, and now when my kids... I mean, I've got one that's supposed to be 18.
Yeah.
And we have one that's 20 and fisting to have a baby, and then we've got one that's 18 and we've got one that's 14. So when our 14-year-old is grown,
You're not going to know what to do.
like, that's 6 years from now, I will be 41.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my kids will be grown.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, they're just now having kids at my age, and they're going to be like 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that, close to it.
Yeah. Was it hard taking your kids out? Were they wild children? Or no?
Trey, I actually took him to work with me a few times, like when I worked at Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm talking like, you know, making milkshakes or whatever with a kid on my hip. Which
Here's
everybody loved seeing old Trey. And JT, yes, JT was my wild child, and he's calmed down a lot.
Well, I hope mine does.
JT,
That's wild.
it's more like he was my carefree, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do kind of thing. Like, go to Walmart and he sees somebody, he's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then we finally was like, you cannot just talk to anybody. Like, these are strangers. So then he would go up there and he'd be like, hey, my name's JT, what's your name?
Oh my God.
And they would tell him his name or their name, and he would be like, okay, we're not strangers now, we can talk.
Yeah, like we know you said his name, yeah.
Like, that's not how that works. But I mean, we did have to calm him down a little bit because he was getting to the point where it was just scary because he was just wild. He was wild, and now he's
sounds like Cooper.
Now he's calmed down and everything, and I miss him being
a little bit more ampy.
Yeah. But I mean, when they get older or whatever, they kind of calm down anyway, and they kind of
they're
fall into
to,
it,
anyway.
how they're going to be, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I say Leanne's good, but Cooper is hard. He's one of those. He's going to stress mom out. Like, I don't know how I'm going to have hair when I'm 32. Like, he's, I don't know, he's one of those
you will have
makes
hair.
It so hard to take him out somewhere because he's so wild.
So, I'm going to be
So
completely
free
honest
spirit.
with you, like, with JT and everything, me and Josh, we had a few buddies and everything. They didn't have kids, but we would go over there and hang out with them, and we would take the kids with us because we took the kids everywhere. And most of the reason that we took our kids everywhere is because Mom kept the boys Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So, like, when we got off work, we was coming home, we was cooking supper, we was getting ready for bed and everything. It wasn't much time with the kids.
Yeah.
And then when the weekends came, we was like, we want to go hang out at our friend's house, you know, or we got invited over here. We didn't want to call up Mom and be like, hey, Mom, will you watch my kid? I mean, you've only had him all week. Don't you want him for another 2 days? So we would just take him over there, and once JT started getting older and Trey started getting older, they just started getting a little more rowdy. So we just quit going.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like pushed ourselves away from our friends and stuff. Not that we didn't want to be with our friends and hang out with our friends, or we didn't like our friends no more. It was just...
It felt easier being at home, didn't it?
Because it was.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel.
It was.
Sometimes if it involves taking the kids, I'm like, I'm sorry, I just want to be home.
Yes. Now, like, if we got invited somewhere and they was like, we're having a party at the park, I would so take my kids because
they can just go.
They can run it all off.
Yeah. Or sometimes, like, I'll feel bad taking my kids somewhere to somebody who does. I mean, you shouldn't feel this way, but taking your kids somewhere where people don't have kids yet, and your kid's extremely wild, and you're just like, you feel like you're bothering them.
Well, it's not only that, you're just sitting there going, like, you're trying to chill and hang out, and you're sitting there going, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yeah, you hollering at your kids, and it's just like, I'm sorry.
I do have to say now, though, or whatever, and I love little kids. I love all my nieces and nephews and everything, but I'm more on the edge now than I was when my kids was little.
Really?
Like, when my kids was little and everything, I was like, oh, they'll be okay. You know, like...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know how everybody's like, your kid will be okay, they're fine. Or everything, or people's like, you go get your kid? I mean, you see what he's doing? I'm like,
he does it all the time.
He's fine. He'll be all right. He does it all the time at the house. And then when I see everybody else's kids now, I'm sitting there going, are you still?
Is he okay?
And, like, a kid will fall, and I'm like,
yeah.
are they okay? And they're like, dude, they're fine.
They're okay.
You should have seen what they did last night. I'm like, okay. But it just gives me, like, my anxiety goes, like, I don't know. I don't know
like
why it is that way. I guess that's what it is, yeah. But, I mean, when I had my kids, too, I was super young. So I was, like, 18 and 20 and 18 and 21. So there I was a little more, they'll be all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
I mean, I did it when I was a kid. I'm fine, you know.
Yeah.
And now I see these other kids, and I'm like, I know I did it when I was a kid, but dang, it's different now.
I know. Well, I mean, everything is different now, especially with social media and everything else going on.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm the mom with the wild child boy. Like, Leanne's not as bad, but Cooper is just...
And my kids used to stay outside all the time.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
That's where mine are right now. Probably about naked.
Yep.
Covered in sugar bites.
Mine was too. I mean, I have pictures of me laying out in my backyard. It's not pictures of me laying out in my backyard. But I was laying out in the backyard, and it had rained like a couple days before, so there was like a mud hole. So the boys was out there in just their pull-ups or their diaper or whatever, muddy.
Yeah.
Head to toe. And I'm just sitting there like,
kids need that, though.
Y'all do it. And now I'll be like, you ain't coming to my house looking like that?
Oh, yeah, because they will plumb run through there and just sit on everything.
Yeah. It's different. So, and like I was saying, like, they used to stay outside all the time. We would be outside all the time. And now they're video gaming it up, hanging out with their buddies.
All Cooper wants to do is fish. And he's up his daddy's butt, which that's fine. But when I'm trying to get him to do something, he's like, well, I want daddy to do it. And he's in that motion. Leanne's kind of the same way. I want mama to do it. Yeah. Oh, a great thing that's happened is Leanne has pooped in the potty twice. Yesterday and today, all by herself. Like, Mommy, I gotta go poop. Run to the bathroom.
So speaking of potty training, how hard has it been for you to potty train both your kids?
Run to the bathroom.
So speaking of potty training, how hard has it been for you to potty train both your kids?
Well, let me be honest. She goes to daycare, and they do a really good job with potty training. So potty training so far of Leanne has been easier than Cooper due to the people who are working with her. Because, I mean, I don't get much time with her in the evening.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we have a long car ride from home and back, but... And the weekends are hard.
Yeah.
So, like, she'll do really good, and it's like, I just want my pull-up on, and then she uses the potty in the pull-up. Cooper, boy, he just whips it out. And the problem with him is whipping it out in front of anybody. Or pee on the rim of the tires or something.
You want me to make you feel a little better? So, the boys played baseball.
Yeah.
Like, Little League baseball. And I remember when Trey was playing, like, Trey was on the field and everything. He was at practice. And next thing we know, we're going, JT! No! Using the bathroom. Right there.
Right there, yeah.
Don't care. Not a care in the world.
It makes me jealous, though. I'm like, I wish I could just potty anywhere. Yeah. Being a girl, you gotta pop a squat, but, you know.
Yeah, and you got some people that's just like, I mean, when they gotta go, they gotta go. And
Yeah.
you've got some that are like,
I'm like, could you have picked a better spot? But I mean, I got on to Cooper the other day because he like literally whipped it out and like peed right behind me, and Leanne was right there, and I got on to him. I was like, "That's disrespectful. You need to like pee where nobody can see you. Like, cover it up." So I got on to him. I'm gonna tell you, when he pees, it's like way out there too.
I think with boys or whatever, they do that on purpose.
Yeah, they try to see how they can get it up there in the sky. Mm-hmm. And then I have to get on to him about not putting the toilet seat up. Because Lord knows if the toilet seat's down, pee gonna be everywhere. I don't know if he's trying to wash the toilet or what.
Well, I don't think that'll change.
No, I mean, well, I have to brag. Jake's pretty good. He's pretty good. he's pretty well trained. But Cooper has still worked hard on that.
I think it's the morning times though. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when the kids have to go to the bathroom or whatever, there's like
Or in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's still a training process there.
I finally got him to put the lid back down though.
Oh
Finally.
yeah. Well,
Because like after about, I don't know, 100 times me, you know, sleepwalking and having to go to the bathroom, and I go in there, I'm like, whoo,
whoa.
about fell in.
Yeah. That or you sit on that rim.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So yeah.
I think we should be able to do a part 2 in this conversation.
Probably.
I think we're gonna have to do a part 2 because we have actually a lot more we can talk about. Like, I feel like we've just barely touched base on this a little bit. Momhood. So, motherhood or whatever on there. And get into more depth of like parenting and how parenting has changed us and all that kind of stuff. I think for a part 2.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
But we're gonna end it with a little game.
Ah!
It's called Would You Rather, a game for moms.
So much fun. No.
It's only 10 things.
Okay.
So, number 1 is the Would You Rather, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Drink your child's backwash or eat their chewed food?
Drink their backwash.
I'm about to go with their chewed food. When I see backwash in a cup, I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
It's a texture thing, I guess. I don't think I could eat their...
This depends on how much chewed up it is. But yeah, I can't do the backwash. If I see it in my cup, I'm pouring it out. Alright, wake up at 2 a.m. and find that your bed is soaked in your pee, or deal with an accident at Target.
I guess deal with an accident at Target, because I have woke up so many times like that, and I'm just like...
That one's a hard one, because I woke up like that before too, and I've actually had accidents at places too, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go with pee, because I know how to fix that, or clean that up really quick, not have to worry about it. I'm gonna go with the waking up with the pee in the bed. Babysit your kid. Oh, babysit a kid who hates your kid, or go on a play date where you can't stand the mom. I'm gonna go with
I
the
would
one.
do the play date one.
I would do the one with the kid who hates your kid, because I still have toddlers. They're gonna learn to love my kid. Okay.
Well,
You have teenagers, so your thought's a little different.
yeah. The thing is like...
I don't think
when
a
you got
toddler can really
kids-
hate a kid that much. So.
I don't think so either, because if you got kids that hate each other or don't like each other or whatever, they're not going to play with each other. They're going to be super bored, and then they're going to fight.
Yeah.
And I would much rather have a play date with a mom that I don't like and just sit here and be
like, mind your business.
They'd be like, "You see what your kid's doing?" Sure do.
All right, take care of a teething 6-month-old or a teething 18-month-old. I'm gonna go with a 6-month, because they're gonna sleep longer than 18-month. Normally, the younger age, I think.
Yeah.
That one's really iffy.
That. I don't know, like, the 6-month-old is so slobbery.
Like, both mine didn't teeth too bad, so, like, I didn't have, like, nightmares of teething. I'm gonna go with 6 months. Okay, this is a good one. So, have engorged breast for 2 weeks or sneeze and pee your pants in public.
Sneeze and pee my pants in public.
I'm gonna go with the boobs.
No.
I've already been there. I'm going with those. But you
Girl,
breastfed.
I breastfed. And let me tell you something. Some engorged titties are painful. I'm talking
Mine
sitting
didn't
there
last
in
long.
a sink with warm water just to get them to. It's horrible. Horrible.
So, have your kids' voice sound like Caillou or Dora? I don't know who Caillou is.
No, that's Caillou.
Caillou. Oh.
And I would much rather them sound like Dora because
Dora's
Caillou
cute.
sounds like a whiny little baby. And let me just tell you, I have listened to Caillou. That was
listened to Dora, but not
that
Caillou.
was JT's favorite show.
So, I guess I'm gonna go with Dora too. This is gonna be tough. Have lice go through your whole house or have the stomach flu go through the whole house? I'm gonna go with flu because it's only gonna last so long, the stomach bug. Lice, that would drive me insane. Lice through my whole house? I don't know about that.
I've dealt with both. And I would much rather, I think I would much rather treat my kids for lice than have to clean up throw up.
Right, yeah.
Now, at the ages now,
Yeah.
it would be vice
Totally
versa.
different, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you better hit that toilet.
That's true.
Run
That is
outside.
true. That's a tough one. Be stuck in the house of a colicky infant or a hormonal teenager for a week. You ain't got to deal with that.
A hormonal teenager.
Yeah.
That's what I would rather deal with. Just because a colicky baby
It makes me feel bad.
constantly cries.
I would go for hormonal teenager too. Because,
And I have dealt with hormonal. I've dealt with both.
yeah, I've dealt with the colicky with people really bad.
And
man.
every one of them, it's like, it depends on their age. Like, I want to say like 13 to 15.
Yeah. Well, we all know Zoe. I think
I really think, though, girls, you would think that they would be more, like, hormonal and stuff like that. No. But
yeah, not too bad.
I think the boys are,
Think so?
they got them beat.
I hope mine will do that. Have a kid with bad breath or bad farts? I'm gonna say bad breath because you can fix that. I mean, it's hard to fix a bad.
It is hard to fix a bad fart. I don't have to agree with you.
We can fix the bad breath. All right, last one. Have a meltdown in the library or a meltdown at church? I'd rather meltdown at church.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a meltdown.
If you have a meltdown at church or whatever, people's gonna come support you and they'll
yeah.
be like, we got you.
Yeah, we got you. We'll be praying for you.
Yes, absolutely.
That was good. So that's the end of that game. Oh, it's your birds.
Yeah.
All right,
I only
so-
got 100 of them. I'm joking. It's not 100.
Well, she's got a bunch of little chickies. If you can't hear them in any of the videos, so we'll come back with on our third episode with like maybe a part 2 of this. We'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Holla at y'all.
Holla back.